Hello, Adrian. Nice to see you.
Hey Yaro, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's okay. It's been a while. I've missed you.
It's only been like 2 days, right? Since
Mhm.
we've been together at the conference.
Yeah. So, talking of the conference, today we are going to talk about visiting Rails Saas conference in Greece, where both me and Adrian had the opportunity to present as speakers.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience, right? It's totally like a Los Angeles, Hollywood production. What Andrew put there, right?
hmm Yeah, I mean, looked like really professional, as if they're filming a movie.
Exactly, exactly. And like let's tell people about this. Like you would record one time on the stage, and then you would go somewhere downstairs and record in total silence in this interview format. And downstairs, I can tell you, like, it's definitely a different scenario. I didn't have any, I was I didn't have any issues speaking. There weren't 70 people in front of me, so it was much easier to give the talk.
For me, it was vice versa. It was much easier upstairs on the stage than downstairs.
Okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah, no, it was very cool. It was amazing. The whole organization, like Andrew, what he put together there, and all the people that helped, like amazing. I mean, everything just went perfectly. I think not a lot of overlap, not a lot of people starting late and stuff. Yeah, it went very nice.
Yeah, and it was like just the second Ruby conference I have ever visited. I've been to a few local meetups, but in 8 years working with Ruby on Rails, it was just the second conference ever for me.
Right, for me too. So you started with Wrotsoff as well. Like that was the first one.
Wow. I was imagining that like you've been to conferences before or something.
I've been so these are the two Ruby, the first two Ruby conferences. But
Mhm.
yes, I've been to different conferences like web development and other in other areas. But yeah, Ruby. I mean, I think Ruby conferences are a little bit interesting and a little bit different. Maybe it's because that now I'm so involved with the community, but it's just a different feeling.
Mm.
Huh?
Well, so I would like to go a bit through the timeline of like the Rails Saas. Basically, uh, we arrived around Wednesday, uh, and the conference took place on Thursday and on Friday, June 1st and 2nd. And you, me, and two more friends were staying in an Airbnb around 20 minutes away from the venue. The venue was, a hotel, uh, Electra Metropolis, with a really stunning view from the restaurant on top, and a fine conference room. There were around 70 attendees. Actually, I was expecting that to be like more than 70 initially. I was imagining like 150 or something. What about you?
So I think I knew that at some point Andrew told me that there were going to be like 60, but like 70 it's okay. I feel like 70, 80, maybe 100 tops. That's like the best amount because you get some time to connect with everybody. I feel that when there are more people, like it's so much pressure, and like tiny groups they form very quickly and they disband like more difficult. So now when there are fewer people, you get a chance to like, hey, how are you? Just shake their hand, and my name is Adrian or Yaro, and this is what I do. What do you do? What brings you to this conference? It's just a little bit more cozy.
Yeah, so just comparing to Wroclaw Abbey, there were many
Yeah,
people who came in groups initially
groups.
who were work colleagues. And here it was like there were just random people from all around the world. It was so amazing that somebody came from Chicago, somebody came from Florida, somebody from Portugal, somebody from Spain. Like it it was like one person from everywhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree. Like we didn't have like those groups of like 3 or 4 or 5 people from the same company just come and just hang out like they would usually do, in a company day. Like, but right here, like a lot of people came as individuals and they all wanted to meet other people. Yeah, I agree. Very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and Adrian gave a talk about guess what? Avo.
Yes, yes. I was a little bit nervous. I gave a talk about like building Rails apps 10 times faster. And I talked a little bit about how internal systems decay over time. That was like my experience, of course, not any of the listeners. They build amazing internal systems. And how using something like Bullet Train or Avo, which is community driven and community supported, might help like build better apps much faster. And then I gave I think a 25 minutes live demo, which was nerve wracking because like I did it before a few times, but it can always go wrong, right? You can always like do a typo or whatever.
And you
But
did a typo, and somebody helped you.
exactly. No, it was good. It was good. But it was cool because I think like Andy Kroll came up to me and he said like, "Hey man, amazing stuff. You crammed so much into that demo, and like people were so like absorbed, like they were following along, which was the best thing for me. Like I just wanted people to follow along, not just be another dude on the stage rambling about like, hey, look at this code that I'm building here, and nobody pays attention. So I think it was okay.
Yeah,
But
I'm
your
just
talk,
thinking,
go
yeah,
for it.
could we categorize it like a workshop? Uh,
So yeah, so I tried, so I did this talk at one point, and then I tried to do like it was a larger one, and I tried to do a workshop with more advanced Avo stuff. But then I found out, because I didn't know, like whenever you're doing a workshop, you have people following around, doing the things that you do. Like, okay, now we're gonna set up a resource. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and now you do it. So everybody has their own laptop, and they install the project, and they try to tag along, right? So this is like that's the workshop kind of experience I
mhm.
found out like recently. But yeah, definitely it would be cool to do a workshop. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but
so
but your talk, I want to talk about your talk because tell us the story how you came at the conference as an attendee and you left as a conference speaker.
yeah, so initially I wasn't planning to give a talk at Rails Saas, but I think a day before the event, I was contacted by Andrew saying that somebody didn't make it, so he suggested that I do a talk, and I did a talk. Like I actually did a talk about one of the questions I get asked most often online. So, like, I've got these Ruby on Rails courses, tutorials, and people ask me like how to get started, how to get a job, how to stay focused while learning, like what do I need to learn, what do I not need to learn. So I tried answering questions that I get online in a talk.
That's just perfect. And I think you did an amazing talk. And not only that you did the talk, but you built the talk in a few hours in the hotel lobby. And there's a photo of that. I don't have it right now for video, but I will have it in the show notes. So tell
Yeah.
us how that went.
I mean, I had Xavier Noria sitting in front of me, so I was feeling very productive.
Okay, did he give you like good tips about the talk?
No, he was just hanging around, drinking some wine, but that was
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. But it was amazing. I just have to say, like, I can't wait for the recordings to come out.
Mhm.
That because it was very good. It had like a very good narrative, very good slides, very good photos of you and you were younger. And I think everybody, sympathized with the story, and everybody was nodding, like, yeah, oh yeah, of course you're right. That's the best thing ever. And you did great success, very good. It was a very good talk.
Yeah, I'm
Mm.
really looking for the talks to be released. Looking at the previous Rails Saas, I see only 3 videos available on YouTube. So maybe this time there'll be more.
It's okay. We're gonna nag Andrew over and over and over. If you hear this, Andrew, you're gonna be nagged, so you will release our talks.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I also wanted to say like I'm really looking forward to my talk being released because I think I like tried to answer some questions that really bothered me a lot when I was just starting out, and can also bother many people. Like getting a first engineering job can be really hard, can be stressful, can take a really long time, and there can be many how they called many rejections, and
Definitely. Yeah.
I myself have had many rejections along the way, but in the end, I got there.
Definitely. No, maybe we can do an episode about this because I too have a few friends that like read that changed their careers to development, and they had kind of the similar they had the similar
Experience.
yeah, they did the same thing. They had the similar issues like that you have, like a lot of rejections, and it was difficult until they found their first job. But yeah, definitely we could do an episode about that in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, so there were 2 days of talks. There were like around 5 talks per day. And I think the most important part of each conference is what you do in the breaks between listening to the talks.
Of course, of course. I was checking you out, and every time you were with a different person, which is amazing. And I try to do the same. I try to keep up. Like, okay, I would look around and try to see who I didn't talk to, and I went to talk to them. And there were a lot of like famous people there. Like I want to call them like famous people. Did you notice that?
I'll never forget the moment when it was late at night and we are standing at the bar. There are like 5 or 6 of us, and I tell you, this is Marco Roth.
Yeah.
So like it's midnight. You've been drinking with him for a few hours, but you don't know that he is here.
Yes, definitely. Definitely when I heard that Marco is there, like I was like, yeah, I'm a big fan of Marco, like of Marco's work and everything. And I was very surprised and I was very happy, like actually when I saw him and we talked a little bit and I'm very grateful, like we connected a little bit. Yeah, but there are other guys like I'm putting on like Friendly RB this conference and this guy comes up to me like when we were drinking beers there. And he says, "Hey, you're the friendly RB guy, right?" Yes, I am. Well, we are the Helvetic RB guys. And then
Mhm.
we started laughing, and we definitely brainstormed a lot on like conferences and what are we going to do, what are they going to do, about speakers and stuff. So definitely, I love that cross pollination, that sharing of information. I definitely love that a lot.
Yeah, I remember the Helvetic Ruby guys. I think the conference is going to take place around the 24th of November
November.
in Zurich, maybe.
Yes, in Switzerland. I don't know exactly where, but definitely. Yeah, they are very cool guys, and I think they're gonna put on a very nice show.
Okay,
Um,
and here is something I understood about Adrian while spending this time with him.
go
Bas
for it.
Basically, I understood what we're going to do if we go to Romania to Friendly Ruby conference. So
Definitely, dude. Go for it.
basically like I'll just explain like Adrian was kind of the mastermind of all our hangouts every evening. So like there was a big group of people and every evening he had like everything planned out. So first we're going to this bar, then to this restaurant, then to this pub, and it was like all streamlined and planned. So I didn't have to think about anything. There was just Adrian taking the lead and like taking me another 10 or 15 people places, and it was amazing.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. No, definitely. Yeah. So I was in Athens like 2 years before, and I kind of knew where things were. And I just like when I see people like hanging around, like, you know, everybody wants to grab a drink, but nobody says anything. Like, I just like tell everybody, like, hey, everybody, let's just go get a drink and let's just get out and let's just move and we'll figure things out on the way there. And we kind of did. We found like places to eat, even if we were like 15, 20, 25 people. We found places to get good craft beer, and that was amazing that we found that place. And then we found good places to hang out, like the philosophation steps, which is so people, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll find my tweet about Ruby and philosophation and a couple of guys sitting on some steps, because that's how the party usually ended every night. We went to the conference and then to get something to eat and then get something to drink. And when everything was closing out, we just found like a very nice place in a park in Athens, where we just had a few more drinks, and we became even more, you know, acquainted with each other. So yeah, that was philosophation for you.
Yeah, and basically, like on the first night when we went to this like philosophizing steps, there were just 4 of us. On the second night, there were 7 people, and on the third night, there were like 15 people.
Yes, it was what do you call it? A pandemic, right? So more and more people came. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it. Yeah.
and also, so the conference was over Friday, but there was a whole Saturday where we went to an island and we rented the cars and mopeds. And
Yes.
yeah, and like again, Adrian was the mastermind of this activity. So there were around 10 of us, and like Adrian took us all on a big ship to, well, yeah, like not he
Very.
took us, but yeah, we all took a ferry to a nearby island near Athens, and there we rented the different means of transport, traveled around the island, ate a lot of fish, went swimming. So again, a giant activity organized by Adrian. And it also reminds me, like, I've seen this Twitter group called Rails Camp.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
So basically, the idea is like, I think after a conference, people get together and go camping for a few days. So, I mean, this was kind of a similar event. Like, there was the conference, so like the, let's say, work part, and then there is the leisure part that is also like part of the track of the event. So it was like really great. Like, I know you're kind of making a tourist plan, like yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. I love, because again, like I've been there 2 years ago and I knew the lay of the land, and I knew about that activity, and I quite enjoyed taking everyone there and seeing like what I was feeling like last year, like, you know, this is so beautiful, like, you know, living the Greek life. And if you've been there, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And like you said, like I'm not planning it yet, but I am a little bit. I want to do the same thing at Friendly RB in September. I'm planning to do a trip after the conference. So I hope to have more details soon-ish. But definitely, if you're interested, if you're hearing this and you're interested in that, write to me, because I definitely want to create some, you know, cool memories for everyone. Because this is why, you know, conferences are going to be the way, I mean, the best way to meet people and to connect. Online, you can do so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just going somewhere and watching a few talks, it's like going to a conference is kind of the excuse to go and meet your online friends and spend some time together.
Definitely. Definitely. I agree. Yeah, definitely. And one thing that we haven't spoke about was the food. What did you think about the food?
Um, so initially, when I was going to Greece, my wife told me they've got these restaurants where you stand on the tables, you spin around some kind of handkerchief, and you beat plates.
That's
Uh,
those are the night restaurants. Yeah, definitely. I've seen that.
yeah, so we didn't find this, but the most memorable food we had was on the island when we went to a fish restaurant, and they kept bringing us different fish platters all the time, so everybody got to try like 10 or 15 different types of fish food.
Yes, definitely. I love that as well. And everything was so fresh and and freshly cooked. Just amazing, just amazing. Yeah, and I think everybody, because everybody had a menu and said, "What do you want to eat?" I would eat this. I would eat this. And then at some point we were like, "Okay, what do you want? This. Okay, two of that. What do you want? That. Okay, two of that." And so on. So we just ordered two of everything, and we got some big fish on a platter, and everybody, like, we were stuffed. We just ate everything and everybody was so happy. Yeah, just perfect, just perfect.
And I, I also remember, like, I think the waiter said, basically, some celebrity came to our restaurant and everybody was trying to take pictures of him, but the celebrity himself asked me if he can take a picture with me. So who is the main celebrity now?
Yes, of course, of course. No, he was a very funny waiter. I loved him. Very, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, it was just a nice trip. It wasn't just a conference, but like a tiny vacation. And I'm very grateful, like, to the friendships that I made. I'm grateful that I got to shake a few hands of some people that I follow on Twitter or on GitHub. And definitely some people that helped me out, like Casper. Casper was amazing. Again, I had the same face when I looked at Casper and then I checked his name tag, and then I looked at him, and then I checked his name tag again. Are you Casper with the Discord server? He said, yeah, I am. Oh my God, I'm such a huge fan. Like, we even talked at one point. He even helped out a little. Like, he was so amazing. Like, I'm very grateful, for those people that are, you see online, you talk to them online, and then you see that they are so cool and kind and collected in real life. And this is something that, you can only do in a conference or in, like, in a similar setting. So that was amazing.
Yeah, and again, it's really funny, like, even on the conference you're hanging out with somebody, but then you decide to connect, like, what's your Twitter account, for example. The person shows his account and, oh, so this is you.
I follow you already, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking to each other for like months, and this is you.
That's just perfect. No, definitely perfect. Yeah. um yeah.
So basically, I'm very excited that we went to this conference, and yeah. Are you going to any other conferences this summer? I know there are going to be quite a lot of them.
So yeah, I would love to go to more. I would love to go to so many. Unfortunately I have like a newborn child. He's like 7 months old, and right now we're having like some sleeping issues with him. So my wife, how the sleeping deprivation. I mean, you will find out about this. So I am not that. I'm not that. Um, how do you say, I'm not that free to go to any conference that I want, right? So I have to pick my battles. But I'll definitely tweet about it. So give us a follow on Twitter and definitely share our plans. What about yourself?
So for a similar reason as yours, I won't be attending any in the next few months. But I mean, I already bought tickets for Friendly Ruby. I mean, the four conferences I want to kind of visit would, especially in the closest future, would be, I don't know, it's hard to say. I would want to visit all of them.
Definitely. Well,
But
let's keep it at friendly.
So far I've bought tickets only for Friendly Ruby, and then we'll see.
Then we'll see. Definitely. I think Rails World would be a cool one to go because it's going to be in Amsterdam, and it's going to have, I think, a lot of folks from across the ocean as well. So from folks on the US and that side of the world, and I think it's going to be cool. So I'll probably be there as well. So that's a week after Friendly. So you can come join at Friendly with us. Do the conference. We have some amazing speakers and talks. We'll do the activities, and then we'll go to Amsterdam. And now that you said all of these things, I have to think of some activities in Amsterdam as well for everybody.
I have been to Amsterdam when I was 16 years old.
Okay, okay. Well, you know, some things might have changed. But I have the best hamburger place in the whole world. Like I ate the best hamburger ever in Amsterdam. So definitely I'll have that recommendation if you want. If you'll see me there and you want to check it out, definitely, you know, give me a nudge.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Have you already done a call for papers for Rails World, or are you planning to just attend?
So today I added to my calendar, like this is when, like June 15th, I think, or June 16th, this is when the call for people will end. So I want to have an alert because I don't want to miss that out. I'll definitely submit my talk and maybe even an hour workshop. Why not? I mean, that could be something cool.
I think a good name for your talk would be something like "Build Rails apps 10 times faster."
So I'm going to do that. Probably I'm going to do that for another year or something, and then I'm going to change it because I'm going to be that build that Rails apps 10 times faster guy, you know, from all of those conferences. So definitely no, I need to find like new material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I could like my first talk was on how to use hotfire view components in Ruby on Rails, and I could be doing the same talk and like perfecting it each time, but that's like yeah, then I would be like that guy who does this talk everywhere.
Exactly. No, no. But you know, it's good in a way. Like if it's a broad enough subject, definitely that's good. You know, the Hotwire guy, we all know the Turbo Native guy, you know, Joe Mazzelotti. Like it's good branding if you know, if it works and it put out like good material. So why not? Don't sweat it.
Yeah, I was just talking about this with Emmanuel,
Okay.
the guy who talked about Rails, like what's new in Rails
Yes.
on the
Yes.
Rails Saas conference. And basically, like he had a changelog of the most interesting features that have been added to Rails in the last half a year or year. And
Yeah.
like he has the perfect topic on which you can like always have a talk. Just talk
Yeah.
about like, what are the hottest new features in Rails.
Because there will always be good new features in it. Yeah, I really
It's
enjoyed.
always the
Yeah.
same talk, but it's always a different talk, and he can always perfect it.
Yes, definitely. No, I quite enjoyed his talk because I've seen something like I watch his newsletter because you know there's this what this week in
Rails
Rails
change.
newsletter.
I think it's the Rails change log.
Yeah, yes, yeah, oh, yeah, and the podcast as well. Yeah, so it's him, it's Greg Molnar, and two more people. I'm sorry, I have to apologize, but I don't know the other two people, and I quite follow their newsletter. But some of the things, like I already forgot. It seems like I read them. So that was a good talk. That was a good talk to do. So very well done. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So I
I think
guess
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point to end it. Right.
yeah, like I've talked about like all my emotions from visiting Rails Saas, and I'm still feeling so excited, and I still needed like I know 50 hours of sleep to catch up with after visiting.
Yes, the same. We're in the same boat. Yeah, exactly. But like you said, like the emotions are there. You know, I'm still like thinking about it and processing, and I still need to decompress a little bit. But definitely an amazing conference. A good spread of people. I loved, you know, I love the talks. I love the attendees. I love the food, the philosophization, everything. It was just amazing. And next year probably I hope we'll have like better activity. I need to think about a better activity for all of us.
Yeah. Okay, Adrian, it was great talking to you.
Great talking to you, to Yaro. Let's catch up in the next one.
Bye bye.